Okay, so hello guys, this is Miss Sailor. Here is part 2 of First Americans pre-Columbia. So we were on the topic of the Mayans. The Mayans were one Mesoamerican culture that has the strongest ties to Teotihuacan. The Mayans' agriculture, their mathematics, they were giant contributions. They flourished roughly from 2000 before Common Era BCE to 900 CE, which is Common Era, in what is now Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and Guatemala. The Mayans perfected the calendar and written language that the Olmecs had begun. They perfected them. They devised a written mathematical system to record crop yields and the size of population and to assist in the way that they traded things. Surrounded by farms, relying on primitive agriculture, they built the city-state of, you have, and excuse my pronunciations of them if I say them incorrectly. They built the city-states of Copan, Tikal, and Chichen Itza. Now, again, forgive my pronunciations if they are incorrect. They built these along their major trade routes. However, the Mayans, for such a fantastical great civilization, did suffer from poor soil and a drought that lasted nearly 2 centuries. Their civilization declined by about 900 CE, Common Era, and they actually eventually abandoned their large population centers because they can no longer sustain them. So later on, when the Spanish do come and find the Mayans, they find little organized resistance among these weakened Mayans upon their arrival in the 1520s. At that point, Mayan civilization had fallen to the wayside. However, they did find Mayan history because they had written word. And they were using a form of glyphs or hieroglyphs, which is pictures representing words similar to what you would have seen in Egypt, recorded in folding books, in things called codices, which is the singular word for a codices is a codex, which you may have seen or used yourself. So, but in 1562, a bishop, fearing that the converted natives that they had converted to Catholicism would revert to their traditional religious practices, actually collected and burned every Mayan codex he could come across, which caused much of their words to be lost today, to the sadness of many, many people and historians alike. So, these are a few pictures of their temples. I'll go back here. I'll show you this. The Olmecs were known for these large sculptures that they made of heads. I will go back to this slide as well. You have Native American art. You can see it's kind of hard to see, obviously, but this is Native American art. They would have used different things to create art on the side. You can think of it as the more time they had on their hands at this point, because they have become where they are staying and living in one spot. So now they're making art, where before they didn't have the time to make art. They're spending time trying to survive. So this is an excellent example of how they've gone from nomadic lifestyles to sedentary lifestyles, where they are staying in one place. Another good example, obviously, is the temples themselves that we see today that you can still visit. But it's not just the temples. You have pottery, you have the homes that are built out of the stone rocks that you can find, that they're still finding and doing archaeological digs with. So you have the Mayans. So what I'm going to cover in a separate one, we are also going to continue First Americans. It's going to be a part 3 where I'm going to be talking about the Aztecs and their also effects from coming out of the Olmecs as a people. Please continue to read chapter 1. And if you have any questions or comments, or you would like to know some more information, please email me and let me know, or get in contact with me if you have any questions.